All right, welcome, THL, the Friday Night Fights. My name's Saku, who will be your operator this evening. We have Mr. Corridon, who's joining me. Casting, how you doing, brother?
Hey, doing fantastic. Happy to be back. Little hiatus there last week, Thanksgiving and all that
Yep,
for us Canadians up here, but we are happy to be back with some Friday night. Like,
right. Can't wait. So, having tonight, we have a couple matches. We got a Hero Series match, which is in week 10, so we got one more week of that rolling on, and then the next match is going to be I think it's quarterfinals for Legacy. So the playoffs are
yeah.
rocking and rolling there for the Legacy series. So first off, we have Super Chicken, who's going up against Kazgar, who Super Chicken's representing. Gosh, I always forget how long this name is. So even without Turk, we still must, or we must still skirt. So sorry, I messed that up. So going up against Tampam's Surf Slam there for Kazgar, representing that team. Do you want to go over the classes and we do have bands, so as soon as we're all through that and evaluating that, we're going to get the players started.
Yeah, so real fast running through, as you said, Kazgar versus Super Chicken here. A one seed fight, so it's going to be an interesting one. From Kazgar, we've got the Demon Hunter, Druid, Mage, and Warrior. And from Super Chicken, we've got the Paladin, Rogue, Warlock, and Warrior. Now, bands are in, so before we get too ahead of ourselves, Kazgar is, I believe, losing the Mage, and Super Chicken is going to be losing the Warrior. So I think a little bit of a different lineup brought by Super Chicken for sure. No Druid, which I think is probably one of the most prominent decks in LHS at the moment. It's just so good. You can pivot to Anaconda or pivot towards aggro, which is so ladder dominant at the moment. And not even bringing, a demon hunter or anything like that. Bringing back the warlock of old, which has kind of seen a little bit of resurgence. So I'm
Yeah,
happy to see that.
yep. So it's Warriors making a comeback. There's some variations that are out there, some control, some
Yeah, I
rush,
feel like
some pirates, some.
I feel like control is usually a pretty good one for
Mhm.
LHS, just because if you can just outlast quite a few of the decks that are trying to just straight up kill you.
Yep.
And with Super Chicken banning the mage, you've got the warlock, you've got the paladin, the rogue. These are things that don't necessarily do very well into the mage, and I wouldn't have been surprised if that was a control warlock from Super or a control warrior from Super Chicken, but we're just not going to see it. But if Kazgar's is a uh, control warrior, I mean, it's gonna be tough for that if it's the Garrote rogue to find wins here, or even the warlock, because the just sheer removal that warrior can have is going to be very tricky for Super Chicken to deal with.
Right. Yep. So it's going to be pretty interesting matchup. So I do, yeah, because I'm just looking at none of the players have brought the same classes, so that's going to be make things a little bit interesting as well. So okay,
Yeah, not going to see any mirror matches
nope,
with
no
that warrior
mirrors.
ban. Yeah, so no control mirrors. We dodged one from way back a few years ago when it was just control priests versus control warriors and just absolute marathon games. I don't expect to see anything like that tonight.
Nope. So for our spectators, we're going to have our viewers, I should say, is we're going to have Kazgar at the bottom, so the first to spectate for Gordon, and Super Chicken is going to be at the top.
Fantastic. Looks like we got eyeballs and we are in here.
Yep,
The game
just
number
about.
one is going to be Kazgar's Demon Hunter versus Super Chicken's Warlock. A little bit more of a looks like a Death Rattle Demon Hunter coming out from Kazgar here.
Yep,
With Super Chicken, more than likely, you see the Anatheron in hand, Flesh Giant. This is Through and through seems like a hand lock, the quest hand lock that's, had the resurgence as of late with, strangely enough, not a ton of mage brings in LHS, which I find very interesting.
All right. Getting the cam set up here for Super Chicken, who's now infamous for their their staircase, wooden staircase.
That staircase, yeah, quite a lot of traffic that runs by Super Chicken staircase, but it's always nice to see. This is the thing, right? You just kind of have the setup and you roll with it. So
Yep.
that's no problem. Just gonna see this watch post come down. I think Khazgar is a little bit favored into this one here, Saku. What would you think?
That's a good question. I didn't look at the matchup, so it's
It's pretty 50-50. It's gonna be if Khazgar can maintain a lot of power on the board and is able to, if this Razor board pulls a minion rather than just loses it straight out. Especially getting these, watch posts down early and getting the increases on the mana cost for Super Chicken is going to be quite awkward for them to deal with the board. And eventually, Khazgar is just going to drop an Illidari Inquisitor and pop you for 8 straight up. So,
yeah,
it's always in the back of your mind. And even the Illidari Inquisitor, takes a value trade into those 6/6 taunts and just pushes right to the dome. So, Anatheron is going to come down here for Super Chicken. And it's going to go, knowing into a possible skull turn. But we didn't see an Illidari studies or anything like that. So, might have been a little bit of an early of the trigger, but it did just curve the mana out a little nicely.
Yeah, that's what I was just going to comment. Is like maybe a turn early, but just judging by his hand, maybe it was just something just to make sure, double make sure.
Yeah, and it's just
no skull shenanigans.
Yeah, just I guess never make sure. It also just allows you to fight for the board here because 9 times out of 10, Super Chicken's going to be ripping that Raise Dead next turn. So he's going to go back up to having a full hand. So Anatheron is going to come down for 1 mana yet again. Ooh, pulls the Deadhead Cult. This probably would have rathered. I mean, it doesn't really matter at the end of the day. Cult Neophyte is able to do just as much, but now we might actually miss our Cult Neophyte here. I was going to wonder if we were going to play the Cult, so we're just probably going to trade into this Anatheron. Oh, okay.
It was just, yeah. It's kind of like a weird situation where you don't mind, I guess, taking 8 when you're 30, but it still seems odd. Like you can run right into it like you just did anyway, so and just Raise Dead and back. So.
Yeah, so this is part 1 of the quest complete. Here comes the Anatheron down for 1 mana again. It was a bit of an awkward turn, with the Cult Neophyte coming down. Soul Rens, as we do see in the hand, actually going to be coming down quite a bit later. And there is the Raise Deaded Neophyte coming back.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Not another skull, because that's going to be a while.
Yeah, that's going to be very awkward. So a 2-mana Spectral Sight. Another dot. Oh, okay,
Death
Blackthorn.
Yep.
Yeah, that's very good. Especially if Super Chicken feels pressure and wants to rip this Soul Rend this turn. Definitely could. And then, a Blackthorn to rebuild the board is kind of like the aggro druid, right?
Yes.
All right, so trade in. We're hoping for no second. So funny enough, with that Tamsin pickup, typically with Raise Dead, you can't copy it. But now that it costs 1, if Super Chicken did want to, he could have actually duplicated his Raise Dead there. I think the healing is a lot better in this case. So I could even see him just hold off a turn on this touch simply because you do have the Roam in hand. Oh, feels the pressure. Gonna just full clear. Finally gets rid of this watch post that was played on turn 2. What do you think of Altar of Fire here, Saku? I've seen it, bounced in to the newer Warlocks every now and then.
I
What's your aspect on
I
it?
I like it as a little bit of a tech if you know in I guess Khazgar's lineup, especially with DH, you're trying to burn the skull or you're trying to burn like the Inquisitor or something like that. You're just hoping to catch them flat-footed for the most part. So it seems kind of productive for yourself as well, burning burning maybe some necessary cards as well. But
Yeah, it's
you
an
get your quests
interesting
quicker
one.
as well too, right? So
Yeah, and that's the biggest thing. It gets you towards these like bristleback turns, right? So, Altar of Fire, yeah, do we lose 3 off of our deck? We might, but we could actually get ever so closer to our quest here. And having the bristlebacks online, no Baron Scavengers in hand just yet. Here we go. Altar of Fire number 1. Ooh, Soul Rend, Flesh Giant. Ooh, second Bristleback as well.
not Nickelback, but Bristleback.
Yeah, and he's bringing sexy back.
So finally, the skull may get some movement here on the left-hand side for Khazgar. So
Yeah, and double Inquisitor is in hand as well. There's a Tusk Piercer, so that's always a nice one to come down next turn.
yep.
These are all very playable. You did just see a Soul Rend burned. So I'd be interested to see if Khazgar holds onto it or if he floods the board, because at the moment you can basically pull your whole hand with the Death Rattle on these guys here, but he does have to remember that Battle Guard Battlemaster is a very real card.
Yeah.
And sometimes that just smacks you for a lot. Yeah. Take an 8 here. Whew.
Taking some licks there with a big 8 smack. So
All right, so gonna pull the Devouring Ectoplasm. Down comes the Razor Fern. So now we're only going to be pulling the 1 Persistent Peddler. Not going to trade it back in just to guarantee a little bit more pressure on the board.
yep.
I mean, these discounts or these hand costs are a little bit weird. Super Chicken can just tap and complete step number 2.
Mm-hmm.
But then, I mean, he's kind of on the back foot. You've got a card that's been in the hand since basically turn 3, I believe. For Khazgar, you've seen the skull be played, so now you can kind of assume that there's got to be an Inquisitor sitting in there. So we're gonna go for the backfire. No, okay, this is a hand. Now remember, Saku, both Raised Deads are gone, so there is no more healing in the deck.
So
outside of Drain Souls with Tamsin.
They're running on empty.
Yeah.
To a certain degree. But they'll get
All
3
right.
back for the quest completion if they decide to do that, right?
Yeah. Well, no, that's already been proc, so now it's just
okay.
Tamsin.
Right.
Okay,
so
we're going for the altar. Looking
so-
to... Oh, that's Hilling. Ooh. Okay. I don't think Khazgar minds that. I mean, Super Chicken is definitely looking for the Eldari Inquisitors, but I think... Do we just have Lethal
I
here
think
on
he's
board?
dead. Yeah.
We've got 10 plus 18. No. Oh, Hero Power. Yes. It should be... Oh, no, you have... If the Illidari comes out...
Illidari bumps.
It hits
the 6/6.
that.
Yeah.
We've got 11. Yeah, we have Lethal here. If we play an Inquisitor, trade it in, and then Hero Power face.
Yep.
Should be 19, if I can count correctly.
So we got 8.
There should be,
plus the 9. Yep.
Exact Lethal.
Man. Khazgar. Squeaking by with Warlock there, just final 3 cards left in their hand.
Yeah, that's kind of the way that Demon Hunter is hoping that goes. I mean, Altar of Fire in that matchup is a bit of a weirder one because even though you are getting closer to those Bristlebacks and the Baron Scavengers, you're also not really throwing stuff away that the Demon Hunter cares about. Clearly, both Illidari Inquisitors in hand for Khazgar is going to absolutely be what he was requiring, and getting that Tusk Piercer down the turn earlier did actually give him the lethal there too.
All right. Just waiting for the players to queue up. Warlock gone for Super Chicken, so all they have left is Paladin and which is Rogue.
Yes, we are going to see the Paladin. Doesn't look like it's Libram. Kind of looks like it's that old school secret that we used to hear so much about Saku.
Yeah, one of my favorite, I guess, Paladin ones. Like when the expansion dropped, so it was the only thing that was really weird. Obviously, is the Yogg coming out.
Bit of a hybrid, yeah. We've got a secret Libram Paladin actually. All right, so Seer, so it's actually Oh My Yogg is very difficult for Khazgar, usually the Demon Hunters, to deal with because they run 2 spells, and that is Illidari Studies and Skull of Gul'dan. Luckily for Khazgar, he has the coin. So he's gonna see. There's the Oh My Yogg, and becomes a hot streak, and well, not really what he wanted to see. I am interested if we needed to coin so early. I might have liked to hold coin because there is definitely going to be a second Yogg coming out, and if we want to play this skull on 6, we're essentially going to have to throw away an Illidari Study for a turn. Oh man, and there's Sword of the Fallen on cue.
Speak of the devil. So
actually kind of uses his mana a little bit nicer too, and there's a Galloping Savior at least, so it's not the worst, but again, Khazgar's not really going to be playing any spells, so it's going to be very difficult to proc this, especially until the turn 6 comes and Khazgar has a decision of does he want to play the skull. But now with the swing here, it's pretty much going to reveal both secrets are now up.
Yeah. So what do you think of him clearing the board, Super Chicken clearing the board on that one?
I think he absolutely has to. Paladin loses games by losing the board.
Okay.
And Demon Hunter does a very good job of just kind of always having the board. As we just saw, the Quill board dying, pulling out the Death Head Cultist. Renowned Performer can come down here, takes a trade into the 3/2 or the 3/2, and what's a couple 1/1s across the board there. It's just going to be very difficult if Khazgar is able to find, let's say, Blackthorn. But we did see a Samuro thrown back in the mulligan, so that's a great way to fight back as well.
Yeah. All right. Khazgar there's an option there to bump into this twice to get rid of it.
Yeah, Death Rattle would take it up, and then I would assume Deadhead Cultist runs in, and then a Neophyte comes down here. And the thing about the Libram of Justice is it's a great card to clear, but Death Rattle Demon Hunter just does a very good job of having things in hand that constantly flood the board. So not as great of a AoE clear as you might think, but this is the skull turn. Oh, this is the double. So I'm interested to see if he plays the one on the right, just to see what 6 mana spell that he does get, because he needs to be able to proc the Oh My Yogg at least once.
Right.
Unless he chooses that maybe he's going to hold it and hope for the Illidari Inquisitor.
Rips it and see if he gets a minion or a spell.
Oh!
Oh, Tiny Toys. Whoa.
Whoa.
Okay. Oh
my gosh.
goodness.
Rat King Saku.
That is a high roll there. Runthack with, Rat King. And...
he can clear this, buff his hand. So Rat King goes in. Is it 5? I'm sorry, Saku. I haven't seen Rat King in literally since expansion. So 5 need to die. So
5 need to die, and that's easy to do with.
Wow.
If you decide to Libram of Justice and bear off if he's got
what I mean,
there, right? So
like Khazgar always is going to have a threat now.
Yep.
Man, and look at the Devout Pupil. Still a 6 mana, well, now a 5 mana card, but that is kind of how you know your game has been going as a paladin when your Devout Pupils cost full amount.
Yep.
And yeah, the Khazgar's just going to be able to rip this skull for free.
Ooh.
There's the Blackthorn.
And a nice Firewatch post and
So
the Executioner. So,
I do like holding and not like you can play the Firewatch post. That's not a problem. If you are, you probably trade the Runthak in first. But I would like to hold back the third card, not proc the Galloping. That way you can play something, corrupt the Felsteel Executioner, which is actually going to become. Does it become a 5/4 weapon now, Saku?
I think so. Well, yeah, I think he'll play that. 0 cost 5/4 is really troublesome for Paladin right now. So,
but it's also just like if he plays a weapon and if he corrupts it next turn, he can just hit him in the face for 20.
Very true.
You know, we've seen both the Aldor Trueseekers, and you know, you're seeing this come down to trade into a watch post, man. Whew. It's a tough one.
All right, so we'll see what Anointment brings out. Oh, there's some help.
Hope. Oh my god, we're gonna face Tank 5. That's just lethal. If this is that's just lethal regardless.
Yeah. Oh.
It's definitely lethal now. If he
plays I don't think so. Hold on. We'll count the cards.
Yeah, so that does become a 5/4 weapon.
It turns into a 5/4 weapon. I didn't realize it carried the buff, but I guess it does.
Yeah, because corrupt cards are always kind of a bit confusing. Where if they keep their, you know how when Secret Passage used to shuffle or keep Nitro Boost Poison when you would corrupt it in your turn, it would technically make it a new card.
Yeah.
So I was interested to see if it would keep the stats, and there it is. I mean, that was a lethal without the Illidari Inquisitor top deck, but you got to hit him with the green rag, right? That's just the legal way to do it.
Yeah. Illegal way? Okay. I'll take
that's purely legal. You always hit him with the top deck green rag. Even with lethal on board, or I guess out of hand, you always hit him with the top deck green rag. I mean, Khazgar's Death Rattle Demon Hunter is just ruling right now. Going to be coming into the Garrote Rogue from Super Chicken, and again, it's just Rogue has a great way of dealing with singular minions, but it doesn't have a great way of dealing with things that just continuously flood the board. You know, devouring Ectoplasm here, the Beastmaster here, even a Fell Screamer at 4 health is going to be very awkward. It doesn't just die to a brain freeze.
Right.
So, I mean, these are all things that Khazgar is looking for and digging for. With Super Chicken on the other side, he's got the double Shroud of Concealment in hand for just hyper draw.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Illidari coming out. Glide.
Oh my god, take the glide. Yeah. Take the glide. Oh my goodness. It's such a it's just the card. It beats it just destroys Rogue.
So just for folks out there, you can tell when Cordon's super excited about a card.
Like it just especially when you're not expecting it,
right?
Because you know this is a Death Rattle Demon Hunter. They typically do not run glide, obviously. The difficult part is that Khazgar is going to have to either play everything from his right now, which that's not being played for a long time. So everything, like, this glide isn't going to come down for a while, which I think is okay because we're probably going to see second Shroud here.
Mm-hmm. Just pull as many cards. You got 9 in hand right now, so...
And just begging for an Octobot at this point. Crying for an Octo. I mean, yeah, there is the Illidari Inquisitor. That is gonna hurt next turn.
Yep. No hurt, or basically no answer for what's on the board right now for Super Chicken.
No, just needs to play, you know, cards just the plunderer doesn't even clear this at all, right? Even if
Nope.
you plunder here, you're still just looking down the barrel of 7.
Yep.
And I don't really think Khadgar cares about, these minions that are on board. I would expect him to shoot this face. More than likely play like the renowned performer, take a value trade, and then just hit him for 8.
Yep. Razor Boar. Pop the bubble. Oh, sorry. The Bell Rattler pops a bubble, which gets rid of the board, and everything else goes face.
Yeah, like this is just more pressure, right? This is just I don't think it's wrong either way. Getting that top deck makes that turn quite a lot nicer. Just trying to deny these possible skull turns, but I mean, Khadgar just does not have the skull in hand. Ectoplasm coming out actually makes the glide playable. I don't think you do it because you've got the Illidari Inquisitor for next turn.
Yep.
And I mean, you're pushing 11 here, or 10 plus hero power is 11, and then you can just renown performer and take a value trade. Even start with a tradable peddler just to see what you get. Like we took the glide.
Yeah.
But I don't think we're ever going to see it. I think this Inquisitor is just going to completely close this game out unless we see an Octobot right now from Super Chicken.
I was just going to say, even if you drop Inquisitor right now, you're just telling Super Chick, you can't deal with this right now. Outside of splashing all your cards down and having, what's the dude there? Plunderer come down and smash it, but he's going to burn a lot of cards in order to get there, right? So
100% can't stop it with Brain Freeze because the classic green reg does attack through freezing, so it just doesn't stop. But you're correct. Prized Plunderer, but that's a lot of cards. You could double it with the or pair it with the Brain Freezes and cut it down that way. And this is going to be sad, seeing the Persistent Peddler come down here. Yeah, it's just lethal on board. What an absolute Demon Hunter clinic.
Pretty, I wouldn't say it was a, bad match. It just, I think Super Chicken just got unlucky with some of the Warlock draws. It was a little bit too late, too much pressure. And that's what Demon Hunter... Death Rattle Demon Hunter does, as you mentioned, anyways.
So. 100%. I think that he unfortunately, and I don't think the ban was incorrect either from Super Chicken. I think Mage definitely walks through the lineup very similarly, and Mage can high roll a lot. Demon Hunter has the chance to just not draw. The chances of top decking Skull into getting tiny toys into the insanity that happened in game 2, and then unfortunately no Octobot in the rogue, like pretty much the nuts rogue hand, double concealment, misses on both concealments to get the Octobots. I mean, you couldn't write or unfortunate turn of events for Super Chicken.
All right, so we do have Corden. Hey, so
I'm here.
Corden. So Khadgar is going to end up joining us here for an interview while heading up the next match for the evening. So
yeah, a little bit ahead of schedule. So I'll see if those Legacy boys are ready to plug in.
What's going on, Khadgar? Congratulations, dude.
Thank you.
Yeah, really well played. Looking like a natural piloting that Death Rattle Demon Hunter there, man. Congratulations. Really looking for some good outs there.
Yeah, I appreciate it. It's definitely like the most crazy skill deck in the world, and can be kind of, but I don't know, I like it. I actually has like decent matchups, and I think the Paladin game is a fairly matchup statistically, but just like hit the right stuff and get a strong you can get there. Kind of think most people when they Demon Hunter in a necklace setting tend to hedge a little more towards the quest light version, and so tend to build this a little slower, whereas this deck the ability to just get on the board and immediately, which I'm usually ready for first.
Yeah, no, definitely got through. I mean, you hit the Illidari Inquisitors pretty much every match, so it's kind of the way that it works. But like, we're watching Little Back right now, and walk me through. Like, this is kind of what I think. A lot of people like that Oh My Yogg is in play, and you take the chance to pull the Gul'dan, the Skull Gul'dan, which 100% I think is the correct play because there's really no other way you're breaking that Yogg, and you see Rat King run Thack. Walk me through that turn.
Yeah, I was like, I mean, I kind of briefly knew that Tiny Toys was like probably the best outcome for Yogg to hit there. So obviously pretty stoked about that. Really, it was just the kind of like you said, he's going to break Yogg's gonna break one of them. I maybe would have tried to draw Illidari Studies one more turn if I have both in hand, depending on the game state. But yeah, I mean, I just kind of like, I don't know if you could tell that I was mousing over Rat King because I like had to refresh myself as to what it did.
Yeah,
As did we.
we did the exact same thing. I was like, hold stream while I mouse over Rat King. I haven't seen him since release.
Right. Yeah. So yeah, no, that obviously super huge. I think that I mean that probably came close to winning me the matchup there just on the spot. So obviously good. I think Paladin going into just looking at the lineup, that was the deck that I was the most nervous about. I think it had the most sweet potential. So I knew I felt like once I got through the Paladin, I was in a pretty good spot.
Yeah, I mean, Watchpost even put in a lot of work there for you in both matchups 1 and 3. I would say the Warlock. I mean, that's kind of Warlock's whole gameplay to drawing cards, and I think no more Rod in Warlock means no more discounts, and that was some pretty clunky hands there for Super Chicken in game 1. But I mean, even game 2, no Devout Pupils coming down. No real great discounts, even though he was able to find both the Aldari True Seekers, but you're just able to continue that pressure that Demon Hunter really is able to do. That's just the name of the game with Death Rattle Demon Hunter.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think I know. I think it's hard. It'd be silly to deny that I got pretty lucky that he missed both his heals and any like significant buffs or divine shield taunts like you talked about. So them's just the break sometimes, I guess. Like that just happens in Hearthstone. So I was glad I was able to, take advantage of it. I think there were some points I did almost miss lethal in the Warlock game. I was like trying to figure out how I could survive, and then I was like, oh wait, I just kill him, and then I survived that way. So that would have been pretty embarrassing. So glad I spotted that.
Yeah. How intimidated did you feel coming into the Rogue Demon Hunter matchup and seeing a double concealment hand right off the bat?
I actually felt okay. That can get pretty scary. I actually don't remember my exact hand, but I remember like going through what the cards were. And I knew again, I hit the Illidari Inquisitor again, and fell Screamer that game. So I was just kind of like, he's gonna stealth, he's gonna play these stealthy minions, and they're gonna do stuff. But I was just pretty confident that I was gonna be able to kill him before he got to pop off, which is, I mean, that's just how you beat Garrote Rogue, unless you're a warrior, right? You're just on turn 1. You're just shipping everything you can face. So the stealth was it's almost not that big of a deal because I probably wasn't going to be trading much anyway.
Yeah, that matchup, Super Chicken just could not find an Octobot to save his life, unfortunately. And as you said, if you're warrior, it's armor up, but if you're anything else, it's beat down. Most decks will literally just throw things away just to beat that rogue down as fast as possible. And I love the glide pick. Unfortunately, we didn't get to see it. But I was sitting there. I was so excited to see the glide snap picker from you there. But, just ended up winning the game by other means and by no glide shenanigans.
Yeah, I was pretty excited about that. I would have liked to have glide shenanigans though, but I'll take the W over the shenanigans any day.
Yeah. Less shenanigans, more W's.
For sure.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, there was one thing that Corden and I were wondering about was the weapon keeping the buffs itself, and found out it did.
Yeah, I played probably more Death Rattle Demon Hunter than like any other Demon Hunter archetype since the Clash release. I don't know. I just think it's a really fun deck. I love the whole like my guys die, and then I get to play stuff for free and then hit you with a big idiot.
Yep.
But yeah, no, that's just like one of the weirder interactions in the deck for sure.
Yep.
Yeah, I think back in the day they used to run the Murloc to like try to solo the weapon, to give it the buff and stuff like that, just to smack your opponent for 20.
Yeah,
Because 20 to face is good, but run Thack. Who knew? Coming to a Death Rattle Demon Hunter near you.
yeah. Maybe
Slid that in there.
new tech mini set. You'll see.
It's the new tech. Yeah, it's a new Rush Death Rattle DH. It's coming out.
But yeah, want to congrats again for the big win there tonight for your team. So
Yep,
thanks again
thank
for
you.
joining us.
Nope, happy here. Happy to. I think I played Neji on stream twice, and he's beat me both times. So glad to get the stream W monkey off my back, headed into
There you go. Yeah, chip off the shoulder.
hopeful playoffs run. So appreciate you guys having me.
Yeah, no worries. Third
Yeah,
time's
I
a
mean-
trick, eh? Third time's a charm. So next time we have you and Neji on, we'll
Just don't have me on when I have to play Neji. I think I'm career 0 and 1,000 against Neji.
You got to get it at least once, right?
In theory.
Fantastic. Well, thanks again, and congratulations getting your team off to a great start this week.
Thanks, guys. Have a good night.
No problem. Enjoy your night. Right. Great guy there, Kazgari. It's always in time I ask, it's yeah, I'll jump on stream.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's great to have everybody wanting to jump on, and the cams as well as,
Yep.
I guess not new, but still newish for this season anyway. It's really great to see that stuff.
Indeed. Okay, so our next match is going to be I got to change the logo there. So it's going to be the Legacy series there between Geranium Battle from the Light Showers versus Jespin there from Illidan's Death Knights there, so IDK.
Yeah.
So run through the classes. I'm still trying to get bans there from the players.
No worries. Yeah, we're running a little bit ahead of schedule with that little bit of a faster hero matchup. That's kind of the way hero goes. You're either a 3-2 or a 3-0, I feel. So we'll take a quick second to run through Geranium, and we are Legacy now. We are Legacy playoffs. So every game matters in this sense. We are switching away from last hero standing. This is now Conquest tournament, whereas if you win with the deck, it's gone. Unlike in Hero, where we just saw the Death Rattle Demon Hunter from Khazgar 3 times in a row. So for Geranium, we've got the Hunter, Rogue, Shaman, and a Warlock. For Jespin, very similar Hunter, Paladin, Rogue, and Warlock. So a little bit of switches there. We've got a Shaman over a Paladin, essentially, is our differences here, Saku.
Yeah, just trying to think. Sorry, I'm just a little bit distracted there with the conversations that are going on in.
No worries. I can ramble. That's what I'm good at, bud. You do you. Again,
I'm old man and can only focus on one task at a time, and it's like
that's no problem. Again, but though, no druid is seen from either of these combatants, so it doesn't look like we're going to see a druid all night.
I'm looking at the two teams, and there's like Light Showers brought 2 druids, Agent Dave and Eternal, and then you have Earl, JR Juggernaut, and Mighty Biz that all brought Bitbreaker. So it's Jespin that's the only rebel on his team.
Yeah,
decided not to roll with the druid. So
it's interesting, and I mean, even the hunter even has multiple decks to go through right now. You've got the quest and phase, but with no aggro druid, which is really why you bring quest hunter. You might just go face hunter in this situation for both of these combatants, especially with seeing rogue and warlock from both of these guys. Like it's pretty insane that they both have warlock in their lineups when it's still an amazing deck. It's just not one you probably see than not in THL right now, because it does take a little bit more, and it does just kind of lose to the hunter.
yeah.
So I would not be surprised if even from Jespin, He's going to get rid of maybe the Hunter, but he does have the Paladin to back it up. But if, Geranium gets rid of that Paladin, which is most likely what I would expect to see, it could be a double Hunter pan, though. I don't really know.
All right, so I got the bands. So we have
You have them. Fantastic.
I has bands, just like I used to have burgers, but. So we got Jespin, who has banned Geranium Battle's Shaman tonight, and Geranium Battle has banned Warlock.
Okay. Yeah, the Shaman I can understand. Elemental Shaman is very, very good right now. Even if you just play like the Doomhammer version of it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't imagine that Geranium brings a Quest Shaman here, especially with the possibility of it being a Quest Hunter, and Paladin typically does not really care about Quest Shaman. It just has maximum heals. It's got Divine Shield, so Paladin or Shaman can't really deal with the board too well.
Right.
The Warlock, though, that's an interesting one. Maybe Geranium was expecting his Hunter to be gone.
Could
but be. I mean, typically, if it's Garrote Rogue and even any of the Hunters, they're decently favored into the Warlock. So I'd be interested to see what Geranium's line of thinking is.
So would Conquest have any effect on that? Unlike
it might. So I mean, you could just say, "Look, I just don't want to deal with this deck," and maybe that's Geranium's mindset. I just don't want to deal with Warlock. Warlock can pull off some crazy shenanigans. It's true, it can miss, but it's a deck that can also have just absolute insane swing turns of, double Flesh Giants into Bristlebacks. It has so much comeback mechanic. Whereas there's other decks that, like Rogue, we just saw. No Octobot, the Rogue pretty much just fizzled out and died. Paladin, again, we just saw. If you don't get those early buffs down, early minion pressure, and you lose the board, you're you're floating in the water.
All right. Speaking of floating, let's get these guys rocking and rolling. So I just gave the players the go ahead. So we're gonna see Jespin on the bottom of the screen for spectate for our crew here, and Geranium Battle at the top of your screen. Who will not be on cams? Jespin will be on cams tonight.
Yeah, we know Geranium Battle's computer is still MIA or I guess DOA is more like it. Rest in peace.
Yep. Or pieces, whichever PCs. Get it? PC. Anyway, I'll stick.
I would hope it's not in pieces. That would be very catastrophic.
Very, very, very bad. Yes. So, also want to just thank our good buddy Vino Spumoni for
Vino
for doing a rub-a-dub sub. So
thank you very, very much, Vino. Appreciate that. All right, so Jespin's leading out with the Paladin. It's going to be coming into the Garrote Rogue, which I'm saying for Geranium or Naturo Beast, as you see on screen there. But goes by Geranium in the Discord there. Looks like hand buff Saku.
Yes. Don't even have to look at it. You got prismatic jewel kit there floating in the.
You got her, bud. Prismatic Jeweler's kit is it's interesting. Jespin kind of has to be a little bit wary that, Geranium did keep the far left, and I mean he didn't see the quest come out on one. Maybe he thinks Geranium's making a big play, but there's a shot this is quest row, right? We can clearly see that it's not, but Jespin doesn't have all of the information just yet.
Nope. See Jespin on screen there, just thinking about the outs. What he could throw on the board at turn 2.
Yeah, and Geranium, just thinking, of the turns. I don't think you really need to play anything here. You can if you feel like you need to fight into the board.
Mm-hmm.
Which you did see. What was it? A 2 keep from Jespin. So possibly thinking that you have to play something here. Gonna go with the rope dagger. All right.
The old
Not swing.
strategy rope dagger deal. I get you.
And not swing.
That's right.
All right. This is probably the easiest coin bannerman of my life.
Nah. We'll do rope. Rope
coin
reinforce.
bannerman.
Yeah.
Sorry, yeah, rope coin bannerman. Yeah, I would have loved to see. Oh wow,
That
Cariel Realm is
awesome.
sick.
That was an
Yeah.
awesome buff.
All right, Kazaka's drawn in hand for Dranium though. That is very nice to see. Efficient Octobot gonna come out. Pride Plunderer gonna give it a shot.
Oh,
You don't have to. Honestly, I don't hate not doing it because you can pretty much get this is a guaranteed. Like there is nothing that Jespin could run on 3 mana
Yeah.
that would kill this for 4. I'm just trying to rack my brain. You can't. You just saw the coin.
so you know nothing
get-
big is coming out next turn to take care of the Octobot straight up, like you said.
Yeah, you're getting this frenzy proc. I don't mind not playing it.
Oh, I know what the strategy is now. It's hover.
It's
Hover
hover.
rope.
Hover the rope. All right, so we are going to play the Pride Plunderer. I don't mind it either way. It adds a little bit to the board. Now you can trade into the Bannerman.
Yeah.
But I didn't hate not playing it there.
No, I think it worked out and just triggered some cards. You're just hoping not to see the quarter or whatever that fantastic card is. That throws all your other cards back into the pile. God, why am I so bad with card names? Twitch chat,
mean
you can
Gl-
just fire me.
You mean Glide?
No, not Glide.
Oh, Secret Passage.
Secret Passage. There you go.
Secret
I kept calling it
Passage, yeah.
Corridor. Stupid old man guy.
You said corridor. I'm like corridor creeper.
Corridor Creeper, yeah, it's coming
Creeper?
back in
I was like,
in high fashion.
yeah, non-nerfed corridor creeper? Question mark. Secret Patches. Yes.
There you go. There he
Hey,
is.
hey, look at that.
Called it. That's
I
corridor
would-
passage secret thing.
Corridor. There is a corridor in the photo. I'm not gonna take that away from you.
Yeah, I'm lucky I didn't call it like Harry Potter's, wonderful door or whatever.
Chamber of Secrets over there. All right, Kazaka's gonna come
Sponsor us,
down
kids,
here.
yeah. Come on, let's go.
Sponsor us, yeah. Gonna go for 1 mana, I believe here.
Okay. Yeah, 1 mana would be good.
Poisonous is interesting and
Ooh,
deal
the
3 damage.
Poison would be good.
Yeah, you got to be careful with Divine Shields here, though, because, I mean, Buff Paladin, yeah, it plays big minions, but it also just plays minions that you cannot interact with very easily.
Mhm.
I do think it's, yeah, it does take the poison. So that's pretty much if you want to poke something with your face and an automatic I kill you.
Yep.
Wow, this is an insane hand next turn.
All right. We're gonna see Carol Rome come out, or do we have Righteous Protector and 2 shields? Goody 2 shields coming out.
So you don't have. I do like holding on to those because you have Runthak for next turn, and they just get even bigger.
True.
Righteous Protector eventually. This is just going to become a 2/2. Runthak next turn is going to create, a 3/3 in the rest of the hand here. So, the hand is getting scary for Jespot. I really do think this is the turn that Dranium needs to take this first turn here. I might want to see. I don't know if we want to see a prep.
Oh.
All right. Okay. That's a bit upsetting. Do you prep passage here, Saku, or do you prep the?
Gosh, that's a good question.
So you could augment it and just make So
Yep.
I think that goes down, and then maybe you brain freeze your 2/1. Or do you just Neophyte? Neophyte's probably just better.
Creates a big board. Nope, gonna do prep.
He could. Oh, he wants to go for the passage. I mean, we have a 1 mana card in hand. We had the Neophyte in hand. I'm not too sure what we're looking for here. Penflicker is really great, but I mean, it's the same play as what we had last time because we're unable to pick it up with the second prep that was still in hand. We get a prize plunderer for our troubles.
And another ugly Bannerman.
Yeah,
more than
but I
likely
mean,
Runthak coming out.
yeah, it's too clean. But then you actually risk losing your run back to a 1-1.
True.
Like, but you can't do anything else about it.
Or you just do the 2 shields and the protector at this point. Or
Yeah,
Forge him. Drop him
yeah.
down.
Forge is the same thing though. It's just, as soon as we play this first brain freeze or prep, then Penflinger comes back up. We Penflinger and then we can just run the poison in.
But you're also giving Paladin like all the buffs in the world. It's probably going to happen anyway, regardless. But
yeah, it's given him all the buffs in the world, but I don't know if Geranium really cares about that.
Yeah.
He's got the brain freeze and he's got a contact down. He's gonna have 6 mana now. He's getting closer and closer.
We don't have lethal here, folks. I spotted that right away. So.
Hey, I don't know, Sagu. You can't say that with Garrote Rogue, my friend.
Very,
you
very
cannot
true.
say that.
I saw Rebobson say about shenanigans for the last match.
Yeah.
For Rogue. So
because this is it, right? Like Shroud of Concealment's going to draw the Octo. Octo's going to be able to come down, and then he can proc it with the Penflinger, and then he can pick it back up with the Brain Freeze. His whole hand costs 0 now, Saku. So, just in case you were worried, the entire hand costs 0.
Well, Bobson is calling the card, so one thief.
He has
last streak.
He's got 9 cards in the deck. I think you take Conjure Mana Biscuit.
Yeah,
it's 2 mana for another turn. Oh, I kind of like. Okay. Oh, Shadow Step that. Shadow Step that 2-1.
Did he catch it? Shadow Step the 2-1? Nope, not yet. So
I guess he's also just saying you have to deal with my board. The only punish this would be Samuro right now.
Mm-hmm.
But you didn't see it on the turn where he left up the field contact.
Right.
So you're pretty okay assuming that he does not have Samuro unless he just top decked it. With even still a top deck here would be completely fine to blow up the deck here.
All right.
I mean, there's 12 on board for Geranium. And yeah. 6 cards in deck, a full hand. That's it. That's kind of how that works.
So that leaves Geranium has Hunter and Warlock left. And we have Jespin having a little thought of what else to bring out. So
yeah.
Again, Conquest rules. It's once you win with the deck, you can't use it again. And it's a race to 5. Or best of 5. My bad.
I guess you could race to 5.
Theoretically, you could race to 5 if you wanted to go like crazy.
Yeah.
I'll use one of your decks or classes that I already.
Oh yeah, the classic. Yeah, no, like as you said, Jespin has now a decision to make in what he wants to bring. If he wants to run back that Paladin, the Rogue is now gone for Geranium, so
yep.
He's still stuck with Warlock and Hunter. With the hand buff Paladin up, I would assume Geranium probably. I mean, this is why the Paladin's here. They're both kind of awkward decks. I wouldn't be surprised to see the Paladin come back out for Jespin.
And you are correct, sir.
Yeah, I mean, if this is Space Hunter, which it is, there's probably not a ton of healing in the Paladin, in this hand buff Paladin. It's not the secret Libram. It's not even Libram. So it's gonna need to get off to like the great start that it had last time. As Face Hunter, it can kill you over the top, but not as successfully as Garrote Rogue, that's for sure.
All right. Some big cards there. That Jessam's definitely gonna mulligan away and keep mulligan 3, so the left to right. It's
Yeah. You never want to keep Pack Mule. You
Nope.
want to get that additional draw, especially in a hand buff deck. Samuro is pretty great with wow.
ooh, okay.
Okay.
So some
Those are
magic happening.
techs.
Yes.
Yeah, oh my.
Face hunter.
That is, that's pretty good into the Warlock because they just can't get those heals off. So, if the Paladin doesn't find the win here, the Robes of Protection can pretty much just solo that Warlock matchup, provided, Soul
they-
Rend isn't found. But,
That's right.
big Divine Shields really help with that matchup.
All right.
So
he
true
true aimless
impressive.
down to the ground. Yep. Okay.
Yep.
Boop and boop. Or dragon coming.
High
into the
Dragon
hand.
or High Lord? That's like a card that I know was cut very early in the builds. So this is kind of I'm interested to see what's not in the deck. So I'm assuming there's no if this minion has 4 attack,
Mhm.
gain rush, Divine Shield Gentleman, and there's no probably Catacard or Catacombs Guard.
The 2/5 or 2/4 or whatever it is. That
Yeah.
heals. Yeah.
Exactly. So, which was, in this matchup would be extremely amazing, but not going to be seeing it here. I guess we're
Knight.
arguing if we want a knight or just hero power, or are we just going to play a robes?
Oh.
Nope.
Okay.
You know what, robes? I don't like the use of the coin, but now this aim shot goes we could trade here. This is a very this is a 2/4. This is a very chunky minion.
Yep. It's a healthy minion. Your aim shot goes
Just
face.
goes face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the only
Like it
place
goes
can go.
face.
And
Yeah.
then
You just go face.
ignore
I
the
think the
2/4
race
and
is
just
on.
go all face. Yep. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, this is kind of why I didn't like the use of the coin. We're slowly getting down. We're 21. Samuro is another turn away.
There we go.
Oh, okay. So he does run the first blade. So I don't really know what we're missing out of the deck then. I mean, this is kind of the unfortunate part of closed deck list is not being able to see. It's also the advantage of it is that you have to really guess what's in your opponent's deck. And I don't know if Dranian was expecting first robe.
No, it's definitely especially in Buff Paladin, you're not expecting
Yeah.
robes to flip go.
Astounding indeed. I mean, this piercing shot is it's not dead, but you're not piercing shotting you Wolpertinger.
Whoop whoop. Tinger.
Yeah.
Just double checking to see what might be missing. Maybe an Enoyatron is out?
Yeah, I mean, it could be. I don't think we have the catacombs. Now I can't say I don't think. I'm just going to assume we don't have it because there's a lot of interesting cards in this right now.
Just looking on HSR right now, and yes, there's Valerian 4 dragons on there, Battlemaster, just 1 copy of that.
Yeah.
Runthak, so Blessing of Authority may have gotten cut. Who knows? Because
all right. Well, Samuro is very nice. Cleans this board up absolutely cleanly. Leaves you up with a 1/5. No buffs in hand just yet, but we do have the Knight of Anointment. It's an awkward draw. You don't actually get to piercing shot this turn, so you're just gonna hero power and probably hold the swing, I would assume.
And this is going to be a little bit awkward for Hunter because you only got 1 card left, and you're staring at 5 cards of your opponent plus.
Yeah, but I mean, Jespin is down to 17 at this rate. Anything top decked by Geranium that is just damage is just great. Knight of Anointment coming down here. Oh,
Goody 2 shields, or do you throw the blade down?
I kind of like playing the Goody 2 shields because we can just play Blade and a Hand of a Doll next turn, but we might want a 4 dragon next turn.
So he's gonna buff.
He could also just play a singular blade right now. You don't need the rush. It is just a 3/5 divine shield.
Plus, it's another annoyance for the Maw.
Yeah, so I would suspect Piercing Shot is going to come down on the Knight of Anointment this turn and just weave the hero power in. That sets Jaspin to 10. Or yeah, like if we don't want to hold the swing.
Do you have a choice as Hunter right now, knowing that the board is going to get bigger for Paladin?
I don't think so. I think you just have to pray, face Mongo's face, and then you can hero power him in 2 turns. You could even play the Mankrik the turn after, and pray for a Barak or for Angry Mankrik to come out of the deck.
Yep.
I just, I don't see. You haven't seen anything crazy coming from the Paladin just yet. There's been no massive hand buffs. It's been pretty slow, playing the 3/5 just as a 3/5. Yeah, I think this is just the turn.
Yep.
Yeah, just to get through any taunts or anything crazy. I don't know. It's kind of awkward.
It is. I think you still go with the same top price. 32 shields.
Yeah, I mean, Alliance 2 shields does play 4 or 2 additional minions, so Felma has to decide. Oh, wow, that's a lot of damage next turn if we play our cards right here.
Okay. 52 shields.
All right. Where does Felma go, Saku?
I'm going to say face.
Always face.
Oh, well, survived.
Oh,
is that lethal there?
It's not. It's only 7 damage. But I mean, it's 8. He's at 8.
It's 7, 8 if you use the weapon.
If you hit weapon. But then on the backs, there's no healing. But on the backswing, what do we got? 10, 6, 16, 17. He's not dead on the backswing. Just playing the Mankrik, getting the hero power in.
Giver. Would have been the
You could even clear off one of these minions with the weapon. The Felma will just dive into one of the Divine Shield minions. You can kill the Goody Tool Shields that way.
Yeah, it might be a plan. Nope.
Nah, this is just going to set up the guaranteed lethal.
All right. No heal in hand, so...
That's no healing. It's pretty much game.
Yeah, because you can't use Hand of It All and the Battle Master.
Unfortunately not. Too expensive now.
No taunt.
No, unless we run a Catacombs Guard and we dig for Hand of Doll, I think this one's pretty much done.
Rather unfortunate there for Jespin, but
yeah, hand buff Paladin I feel is in an interesting spot right now. It just, if you can get off to an incredible start, there's not much that can deal with it, but Geranium really found the early damage in, the aim shot off the top and then piercing shot into the Knight. It's just little things like that maybe you hold back the Knight of Anointment.
Yep.
To just, avoid getting shot for 5 because it's really the only way, but then you need to draw cards. It's a really awkward position. Just going to set up lethal as best as he can for himself is just fine, but it's just going to be met with an aimed shot to the dome.
Yep. Found lethal. Little shake of the head there from Jespin on the screen there. It's like, yep, okay. You have it. If you don't, you don't. So.
Yeah, and I mean that's kind of what you have to assume in that situation. I don't see a way. That play for me just tells me that there is no Catacomb in because you kind of dig first before it, push yourself a little bit out of lethal.
Yeah.
But you got to look back and see, is the Knight of Anointment play there? I mean, is taking 5 worse off than not drawing my holy spell? Like, what holy spell are you looking for? you're not digging for Librams
Mhm.
because you don't run them. So maybe holding that knight was the call.
Okay.
All right. Well, with just the warlock left, Jespin's gonna go to his trusty face hunter as well.
Yeah, Face Hunter and Warlock.
The face hunter is supposed to be extremely favored, but
If they
there's a
whiff-
lot of healing.
Yeah.
And even a soul rend, if Jespin just decides I have to go wide, I need to, push as much as to face as possible. Soul Rend can just clean the board and actually get you closer towards those big taunts, get you closer towards the bristleback. A little bit earlier than what we talked about in the night when we were watching the hero match go on. So full mulligan coming out from Jespin.
Yeah, and Jespin kind of doesn't have the best hand. But it's a little bit on curve, but you're wasting some stuff.
So Saku,
Yes.
did you see what Geranium did?
What did he did?
He threw the quest. He threw the quest.
I did not see that.
He did. He threw the quest, which is fine. I actually respect it. In this matchup, he's just understanding the fact that
It doesn't
I'm
matter.
not winning through quest. I'm winning through not dying.
Okay.
If that makes any sense.
No,
Oh
man.
my goodness.
Holy. Okay, Moonfang. Is the Warsong Wrangler trying to...
Yeah, I mean, Jespin is giving his head a shake here. That's definitely not the draw you wanted to see. I wonder if we actually run. I mean, we have to run Wolpers
instead of the Rhino?
and Rhinos still. I can't imagine we don't run them. Taking one card out for a Moonfang is fine. It's unfortunate that we don't get to discover that Moonfang and get it out, as a 8/4. But it's still a 5/3 that's going to be very difficult for Geranium to deal with, especially seeing, the earlier. Neophyte. I kind of like setting up an awkward turn with this Neophyte and tracking. Man, Geranium even has the Armor Vendor, for goodness sake. Just to try to survive as much as humanly possible here.
I just got a question about that quest throw.
Yes.
Even if you don't have the 1 mana card that's available, I think, well, they do with the vendor, but it's now, not original. If you're not focused on quest and you don't have a 1 card anyway, why not just throw it in there?
Why not throw the tour guide away as well?
Well, I'm just saying. Did they? I couldn't remember. Sorry. Did they have a tour guide that came out the first?
I don't remember if he mulliganed the tour guide, but I can understand keeping it because it's still a free draw on turn 1. But it also, if going first, is really good for Geranium to play a minion, because if Jespine then throws down a Wolpertinger, you at least have a way to deal with one of those Wolpertingers, and then maybe on turn 2 you can play like Touch of the Nazareth on the other one.
Yeah.
Just trying to stay alive as much as possible. So there is the Moonfang down for Jespine.
Yep.
I mean, the awkward part is that the quest being thrown, I think, is fine for Geranium. Oh my goodness, these flesh arts are getting so small.
And he's got pretty much all the hands you need to kind of thump back, let's say.
Yeah, So the Armor Vendor's a weird one in Warlock, because if you take damage, your armor, you actually don't obviously take damage. Your armor does. So you don't discount Flesh Giants, because you have to have your health change. So these Flesh Giants, unless we get through 4 health.
Well, the Baker's going to change his health total next turn, but in theory, right? Because he's on 24.
It will, but it'll change it just by, he'll go up one. These will become, he could Baker, but then he still actually can't play one of the giants. So you're just gonna make this Moonfang as difficult as possible to remove. That's probably why we saw Geranium play as many 1/1s as possible. Second Soul Red picked up.
Boop, and
I mean, you can clear it here. You could double trade. You can drain soul. I guess we're double drain soul. I was gonna say you could actually soul rend. I wouldn't mind it because you get through your deck a little bit faster and these bristlebacks in your hand. But this is also just one golem at least.
Yeah. Wow. Jespin.
He's just got to go face now.
Yeah.
There's very little healing coming out. Even if he has bristlebacks, he is very far away from it. I'm just expecting to see like aim shots, ping face, Barak. Barak draws you quick shot next turn. You got to math it out at this rate. How fast can I go compared to how fast can he go? But we do see the Spice Bread Baker in the hand for Geranium for an absolute giga heal. Essentially, gonna heal him up to for 8 next turn if he chooses to tap with it. So
yeah,
I think this is just getting closer to the end here.
Yeah, Hunter's doesn't have the ideal, not putting as much damage as they hoped in this instance.
Oh, yeah.
So.
Tamsin with the Drain Soul is really a dagger, and I mean, as you said, Jespin's probably just going to go for the I can burst you before you can burst me line, but he's going to find out that once a Spice Bread Baker comes down, the burst is pretty much out the window. Oh, we can't do...
Yeah. Yep, okay. Yep. Well, maybe Kodobane is coming out next turn.
Kodobane into, you get your quick shot, you get your other aim shot, and then you get, I would assume, a wound prey. But you could draw the second tracking that's in the deck. Second Bread Baker. I mean, I just tap play a Bread Baker here. And there's the quest. Hey. It's a big heal. Giants coming down.
Giants should could go face if it wanted to, and then you got
only way Geranium loses this is by dying, which is a very oxymoron thing to say, but I don't know if I like that going face there. I don't think there's a situation where Geranium threw away his quest.
Yeah.
Turn 1. You're not trying to kill Jespin. You're just trying not to die as the Warlock. This is an additional 4 damage you just left on the board. Jespin does have to respect the fact that there could be a Battlemaster in the hand.
Because he didn't see it last turn, right?
He didn't see it last turn, and it's a difficult decision. If we just Kodobane here and we ping, we hit, we're down to 11 for Natura, and maybe Jespin feels comfortable doing that play because he saw the singular Spice Bread, but then there's just going to be another one coming down.
Yeah,
we're going to...
Yeah, it didn't use the one that came back from Raised Dead, so...
Oh, and actually gets the Adorable Infestation and attacks burst before using it, so that's a bit unfortunate. Oh, whoa!
Oh, okay.
Gotta really respect. We're still dead from a Battlemaster from this hit anyway.
Yep, that's the unfortunate part is...
Yeah.
Fingers, no Battlemaster in hand, and...
Yeah, no Battlemaster. He was... Oh. So I think second Spice Bread comes down here, and no way to draw, which is a bit unfortunate because you could actually play, the Scavenger, but
11
this is pretty much all but done. Yeah, just gonna push, just completely out of range of anything crazy. I don't mind that.
Yeah, this hand is.
So I mean, we can clear up the board. Actually, no, we can't. We can't kill that giant.
That giant is there to stay.
Yeah, 6 from the aim shot and the quick shot
So even
will not clear it.
Wrangler, what's Wrangler bringing out? Unless you had, yeah, there's nothing.
Don't have the mana for a Rhino.
Yeah.
Wolpertinger is just not good enough.
No broom in hand to kind of help
Yeah.
escalate this 8/8 from the board. There, you found lethal. Okay. Yeah.
That's a rough series there. I think
it is. Yeah, I feel bad.
Geranium definitely teched that Warlock to go after that match specifically. Going as far as throwing the quest and just understanding, I don't die in this matchup, or I guess if I don't die, I basically win this matchup. It's, similar to the Warlock into Taunt Druid. It's just, if I don't die, I win.
Yep. All right, just double checking with Geranium Battle, see if they get time for an interview. I want to thank Jespin for getting on stream there and going through the motions, playing for his the playoffs there, and it's always a different kind of pressure. So, all right, so Geranium's able to jump in. So
Sweet, bring him on in.
There he is. Hey, congrats on the win there, Geranium Battle.
Yeah, I hate to do that to my hero team member, but it has to be done. If you're trying to counter my Warlock, I'm not going to let you out here.
Yeah, you had quite a few rough hands and didn't like the second game there with the Paladin. Didn't get the buffs that he needed, so it was a little bit of a rough spin.
Yeah. And in game one, I took a line that was like really bad into Samuro, and then he just didn't have it. So
right, yeah.
Yeah, no, that was it was well played. I mean, even your Warlock match seems like you heavily teched it for specifically a face warrior in this case. Hunter, even a quest hunter with the double spice bread bakers. Understanding of getting rid of the quest, just trying to get an additional draw towards Soul Rend, towards touch, anything that can just keep you alive in the early game.
Yeah, I honestly thought that the 3 decks that that I wasn't banning, other than the Warlock, were going to be literally the worst percentages for Warlocks. That being Poison Rogue, that being Face Hunter, that being the Ham Buff Paladin. And I was right, at least with the first 2 decks that I saw. I don't know if Poison Rogue was in the back pocket there, but yeah, that was dude, Spice Bread Baker comes in clutch. That's all
it did, yeah, it absolutely did. I mean, you mentioned earlier on too there, being hero teammates. Did you kind of have an insight to what he likes to play, and did you kind of try to use that a little bit in this legacy matchup here? Just, Moonfang, for instance, in Hunter. Are you well versed that he loves that, or how's that go?
Look, I mean, I'm not going to talk about Jess all that much because I don't want to ruin his chances in other series and stuff like that. But yeah, I did I did have some ideas that I then thought were incorrect ideas, because what I know of him is not necessarily a hard target Warlock, but then I looked at it and there was the opportunity. So maybe I was thinking that he could surprise me and bring some other things, but I was just very glad to see across the table like Warlock counter, Warlock counter, Warlock counter, because my fears were right on the money.
Yeah, no, it was definitely a Great insight play from you there. So with this win, you guys are giving yourself a really good shot going into the weekend here. A few matches coming up still to be played. You got to like your chances to find a couple with this strong start that yourself and Canoe have given you guys.
Yeah, this is definitely. I mean, my team is really strong. I feel like from this position we could sweep it. I mean, I won't say that you know I won't say that Jr. Earl and oh no, I'm really sorry. I'm really
Mighty
sorry
Biz.
to their
Yeah, bit,
Mighty Biz.
Mighty Biz. I'm really sorry, Mighty Biz. But I won't say that they have no shot or anything like that. But I think that our team is prepping very well, and I hope to sweep more. Not to like send IDK out of here, because I want my fellow Tavern Talk hosts to succeed. It's just that we need to get as many points as possible so that we can face APM in that next round and make sure we knock them out.
Gotcha.
I don't know if you can play both sides of the coin here. You want them to do well, but you also want to win. I think you got to say you want to win. It's okay to be ruthless. This is playoffs, man. You're allowed to be a little bit dirty here.
It feels bad doing it to JR, man. I mean,
oh, it feels great. It's JR. He's a big boy. He's all right. He's got tough skin. No, I definitely understand when you form relationships with people and you guys are on Tavern Talk together. It's difficult to come up, such a big game too in playoffs. Maybe if it was just a regular season game, it'd be a different thing. But knocking somebody out of playoffs is definitely a bittersweet moment. It's great for yourself, but it's unfortunate, knocking a fellow community member and well-known person down. So I definitely understand where you're coming from.
Even more so, this is IDK's, I think, first time in playoffs. Maybe not JR specifically, but IDK's. And I would have rather their first time be a longer shot. But
I think their first season, they were one of the favorites. If they came through and had a crazy insane, it might have been about 2 seasons ago. I could be completely wrong, but I do feel I saw IDK at the top of one of the seasons, and then I think they got knocked out, kind of the atypical, best team throughout the playoff or this regular season, and then just got lost in the first round. But
yeah,
I could be wrong there. I might be misremembering.
So that'd be some history, I guess, for Tavern Talk can bring up if
if
it ever comes up. I
do a little digging.
It's fine. So, but congrats on the win tonight there, Geranium. And any final words before we let you go for the evening?
I mean, shout outs to the rest of my team for being cooperative, being why am I not?
I like that.
not I can't think of the right word. Talking a lot.
Helpful. Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah, and shout outs to I mean, honestly, the casting crew, all the OPs for being able to put on these streams all the time, like to show the hype playoff matches. It takes a lot of work behind the scenes, and I'm really glad that you guys do it. So, and of course to everyone watching, if you guys are here to see me, thank you.
Well, thanks for volunteering. That's how we get you guys on stream. So anybody that's interested in jumping on stream, not sure if we have a Saturday match. Just double checking.
Yeah, don't be scared. Don't be scared. It's really fun.
Yeah, no pressure. All for fun. So, all right, sir. Well, you enjoy your night, and good luck in the rest of the series to your team. So,
thank you very much. Have a good night, guys.
Yeah, you too.
See you later.
Man, so a couple sweeps tonight.
Yeah. Quick
different.
night.
Yeah.
It was a quick night. It was an unexpected. I don't necessarily expect sweeps like that, especially in a night that is already a bit shorter with only the 2 matches and starting up a bit later. I don't necessarily always expect that, but I mean, yeah, when those 2 matches go to sweeps, then you You get out of here a little bit early, bud. You know, the manager lets you close up 5 minutes to start your weekend.
That's right. You don't have a client showing up at 30 seconds left to closing and want the full meal deal and stuff. So we get to.
Oh yeah, that's when I sprint to the door and try and beat them. Sorry, we're closed. I lock the door. I'm
The
running
latch
the
comes quick.
Yeah, I'm running the THL Discord trying to lock people. No, we're booked for Friday. Sorry.
Yeah. Really appreciate Super Chicken and Kazgar being on stream, as well as Journey and Battle and Jespin being on stream as well. Just looking quickly at our spreadsheet for streams, doesn't look like there's very much action this weekend. So if anybody is interested in being on stream, we do have on Saturday and Sunday, we have like from 2 o'clock to 4 o'clock Eastern. Contact Lotus Knight there to get on stream. Saturday evening from 8 o'clock till 10. Those slots are still open, I believe. You can contact shoot, I don't know if it's Wild 9 is available this weekend, but if not,
Do not believe he is this weekend.
okay. So it could be either myself or myself, and then
Myself or me.
But also keep in mind we got to try and find some casters as well. So and then Sunday is my show as well, but we don't have anything currently lined up. Dollar Bills and Myanodon are previously engaged with other activities this weekend, so we'll have a new casting crew should there be any matches, which is also in between the times of 8, 10 o'clock Eastern.
Yeah, so if you're out there in Legacy Land and you've got a match coming up, definitely reach out. We'd like to see as many as we can possibly fathom on stream. So make your way this way, if you will.
That's right. So with that, on behalf of Corridon and myself, wish you guys a very safe evening. Have a couple wobbly pops on us, and we will hopefully see you sometime this weekend. Take care, everybody.
See you in the next one.